So hi, welcome to the Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
Sarah from Never Any Ordinary.
and we're asking some questions today about their new album, "Stay for Your Own Sake." So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement? Well, not announcement, it's out. How are you feeling
it's
about
out.
it so
It is
far?
I hope that it's going well. It's something like 2,500 streams on it right now. I'm really obsessive about that kind of thing, so I check every day.
Valid.
But I've heard a lot of good things from people around where I live in Charleston, and just from people that have supported us on Twitter and such. So very, very proud, finally able to get 2 years worth of work out. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember when we spoke back in May of 2020, you were like, "Yeah, we've got this record coming, to be out soon," and
Yeah.
here we are, 2022. So
Yeah,
it's very good though.
it
It
was. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I mean, yeah, it just took a lot more work. It took a lot more time rather than I initially really thought that it would.
Fair enough.
So I mean, I don't want to say that I necessarily set my expectations too high or something like that, but I just didn't quite grasp how long making a record actually takes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's valid. So, is there any meaning behind the album name or cover art?
The cover art, not so much. So I actually have a copy of breaking
see that.
announcement. We have CDs.
CDs.
Those will probably go up on Bandcamp sometime soon. But the album artwork, no, nothing. That's just my old roommate that it was either right before I moved in or just as I moved in. He got pizza and I had my Polaroid, and he made a joke about dipping his pizza into water, and I was like, "Oh, that would be a really funny picture to take on my Polaroid." And then I looked at it, and I'm like, "This is kind of iconic. It kind of makes it for a good album cover." And I say "Hey, can I use this for NIO's first album?" And he's just like, "Yes."
Yeah.
So that's it's Graham, who is the drummer for a band called Newgrounds Death Rugby. Super cool guys. And the album, the meaning of the title, see, I kind of do this with all of my writing and stuff like that. I sort of just write stuff in the moment and attach meaning to it later. So this one, Sean and I had sort of come up together. We brainstormed a ton of ideas and just sort of put them all down on paper and took the best ones we liked and revised them a little bit, and eventually it ended up being "Stay for Your Own Sake." And there isn't really a whole lot of meaning to that. I mean, I guess when we get into more what the album is about, it sort of becomes a little more relevant, but so it doesn't have any inherent meaning other than what I have attached to it now in the context of the album.
Okay, that makes sense.
Very cool. So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
It went one of two ways. Either I would sit at home and fully compose a thing and have all the guitar and vocal parts just completely ready. I know that this is pretty much how it's going to be, even if it gets a little bit of revision. And then I'd go show Sean the idea and we would just sort of jam on it. I'd be like, "Hey, here's an idea I have for a drum part for it," and whatever. And so it'd be a lot of me writing and then just getting Sean to collaborate on it and see what he thought would be good. And the other way was we would just jam on something that I maybe have this guitar riff, or maybe Sean's got this drum lick, and we're just gonna jam and see where this goes, and just sort of cranked it out. And that's really about it. We have one of two ways of coming up with stuff, and yeah.
That's fair. All right, you got your process down.
Well, we're on the
Shane,
topic of writing process. Yeah. How long did the record take, like, in total? Because, like I said earlier, we spoke in May 2020, and you said you guys were working on it. So, how long from start to finish did it take?
Oh my God. Okay, so if we want to, if we want to, if I want to make the absolute stretch and say that it took like this amount of time, technically, it took like 5 years.
Well, God, Jesus.
Okay, so, but that's because Pity Sex was written when I was 17.
Oh,
like
no.
I wrote that in like the beginning, or sorry, it was like the end of my junior year, sometime around there. And so that song is like 5 years old at this point.
Wow.
And you know, when NAO had like previous members before, like we got whittled down to just the two of us. Like we were planning an LP, and it was going to look drastically different. Like the only song that would have been on there that is on there now would be Pity Sex, just because that one was so old. So, you know, things changed over years, and we started recording in I want to say it was like the summer of 2019 that we really started recording what would now become Stay for Your Own Sake. And there were some ups and downs in terms of productivity, but we ultimately were just kind of trucking along, pretty much getting together every weekend, and at the very least getting a little bit done. So in total, the album took like 2 years to like actually finish making, because we did it ourselves. We just did it in Sean's garage.
Oh,
All right.
very cool.
Makes sense. So how did the track list for this album come about? Did you guys write the opener to be the opener, closer to be the closer, just kind of shuffle around, listen through a couple times? What was that process like?
So it was really just me sitting down and being like, I think this should go here. I think this should go here. Some songs were definitely intended to be where they were. Other songs just sort of ended up being there because they were the last choice. Like I didn't know where they would go, so I guess they just automatically went here.
Fair enough.
So let's see. I'm looking at the track list. I'm so bad.
Yeah. You're all
It's
good.
okay.
So Denny's was always meant to be the closer, pretty much. Like I don't think I could have written a better closer, in my personal opinion. And then The Last of Us was always meant to transition into Denny, so it was always meant to be the second to last. Pity Sex I thought just worked as a good opener, because it sort of the whole album sort of goes like where we were in terms of our writing, and it goes all the way down to like where we are now.
Oh.
So I mean, not really, but sort of, kind of.
Okay.
At the very least, the start and the end tracks are like that, and some of the tracks in between. So everything just sort of ended up in its place. I did think really hard about like what I wanted the feel of the album to be, and I think I got it pretty good, but you never know with these types of things. So you know, it's really all up to you. You could spend hours like putting an album track list in the like best order that you can, or you can just roll the dice, and I don't think it really matters either way.
Fair enough. In the age of Spotify, does it really matter?
Yeah. For real.
So where was your headspace at while you were writing this album?
In a lot of different places, to be honest with you. So I guess this is where we sort of go into like what is the album about.
Yes.
Because in actuality, like almost the entirety of the album is like struggling with honesty. See, I didn't really have a great like home life. I sort of had like, I had a single mom, and she was like a helicopter parent, so like I learned how to like get really good at lying about like really small shit. And that once I moved out of that situation, I struggled with lying to my friends and my roommates about just stupid whatever, things that didn't matter. I mean, it wouldn't be like any sort of like something really bad, but it's like, this is just like, why should I lie about where I'm going or what I'm doing or what time I'll be back or whatever. So a lot of the album is like coming to grips with the fact that like I am a liar about a lot of things that I shouldn't be lying about, and working on myself to get better at being honest. And a little bit is about feeling just insecure with everything I'm doing, but most of it is about trying to just become a better person because I think I'm an asshole.
That's valid. I'm happy you're able to see that and, you know, make efforts to be better.
Yeah, thank you. It's still not, it's a long journey and it's still like not completely over. I would dare say that it's like just now actually starting, but it's gotten better, so I can't beat myself up too hard.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that with us.
You're doing great, and I'm proud of you. So
Me too.
good job.
Thanks, Gloria and Shane. I
Hell
think
yeah.
about you guys.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Should they blast at a party, work out to it? What do you personally recommend?
Oh man. You should come see us live.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we do plan on doing an album release show where we play the whole thing front to back, but I don't know when that's going to happen. But honestly, I haven't really thought about it. I've listened to it a lot in my car because that's how I would go through the mixing process. Is I would mix it on my computer with my monitors and stuff, but it sounds different here than it does in the car. So I will take it to the car and listen to it that way. So I just remember a lot of nights just like driving and maybe doing like Uber Eats and whatever, and just listening to the record. And so if people want a real sense of how I felt making this record, then I think that's how they should do it, is just drive around by themselves and just listen to it front to back, preferably over and over again on Spotify.
Oh yes. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Really fucking bad.
No.
That's gonna get all the people to listen to it. Every single person in the world is gonna be like, "Wow, I gotta listen to this record
sold.
right now."
Yeah.
Listen, if an artist told me that their album is really fucking bad, I would honestly be intrigued to go check it out.
I've sort of made our little tagline pretty much everywhere. Is your least favorite emo band? So that's going to be our shtick now, is that we just hate our music. But we actually don't. Like the only reason why I say that is just because I've been listening to these mixes like for the past 2 years, and I'm so tired of hearing them now. I think it's good, but not as good as like our new stuff. It's the best stuff we've written so far, but the new stuff, wink wink, is going to be much better.
New stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Can we talk about that a little bit, or are we staying hush hush on that?
Oh, I mean, yeah. You want to talk about the new stuff a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's getting a lot. I was about to say a lot more mature, but like if you can't really get a whole lot more mature than talking about how you think you're a shitty person and you need to improve on yourself. But it is getting definitely a little bit darker with the themes. It's really sad, and I don't really want to go into like what it's about until it's like out. But yeah, I'm switching up tunings on guitar, so it like sounds a whole lot different from our stuff. Um, uh, I don't know, just like it's completely different from anything I've ever written, and it's going to be more technical because we've both gotten better as musicians over these past couple of years. So we're hoping to have an EP out this year.
Okay.
I'm not sure
whoa.
how that. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. Again, like because I set my sights high with the album, and that took 2 years. So
an EP's half the songs, so maybe
yeah.
it'll take half the time.
It'll
There
take
you go.
it'll take a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 5 tracks, and it's a 10-track album, so it might. I don't know, but I hope that I can get it out this year. Here's the big kicker though. We're not doing it ourselves this time. We have a buddy of ours who's going to record us. So so number one, it won't take us nearly as much time to do, and number two, I won't be sick of the mixes during the entire process because I will just be hearing them for the first time. So
someone else will be sick of the mixes for you.
So yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to invoke in your listeners?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. It's just sort of, to me, it's just sort of been this collection of songs for the longest time, and like again, like I don't really put a whole lot of meaning on what I'm writing in the moment, but like I sort of attach it afterwards. So I don't know. I really don't know. Some of my favorite albums make me feel sad. Of course I don't want anyone to like feel sad, but I guess in the sense of like emotional, like I like albums that move me, and I hope that this can do it for someone.
A good emotional roller coaster. I like that.
Yeah, like a good example that I'm listening to right now would be the Hotelier's Home Like No Place There Is. That's just an incredibly emotional album, and it really takes you on sort of a roller coaster of a journey, and I hope that I can do something similar to that. Even if not with this release, then maybe the next one.
All right, I like that.
Perfect.
So picture this: you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
My snack of choice. What gas station?
Wawa.
Never been to Wawa. We don't have them here.
Shell. I don't know.
Fucking know. What do they have in North Carolina?
Charleston?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm in South Carolina.
Okay.
South Carolina.
So I don't even fucking know where Charleston is. Look at me.
Yeah. Now, if we were closer up to the North Carolina area, there would be like one gas station I would go to like all the time. It's called Quick Trip QT.
Oh, okay.
Then let's say you're going there.
Okay, sure. Let's say we're making a stop in QT. They have like a whole fucking like food section. And they make really good milkshakes, like M&M milkshake something, whatever. I don't even know how to describe it. It's been years since I've had one. And then they also have like really good subs.
Okay.
So that's why I'd probably get like a sub and a milkshake from QT.
All right, solid.
All right. On the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be?
Oh man. Okay. This one's actually a much easier answer. Sean's mom makes this thing called taco pizza. And like I don't know what all goes in it, but it's obviously like beef and like cheese and beans and shit. But like the real kicker here, the real kicker is that she gets the Doritos tortilla chips, not like like nacho cheese or Cool Ranch, or like just the plain regular Doritos tortilla chips.
I
Okay.
didn't know those existed.
Yeah, you can only find them at like certain grocery stores. I don't even know. I didn't even know they existed until then. But you just crunch them up and puts them on top. That pizza is fucking banging. You know, so if and I've only had that once, but I think that Sean would agree with me that that's the dish that the band would be.
Okay.
So
That's perfect.
You're making
Wow.
me very hungry.
I can walk you through what's on my Subway sandwich that just got here. I got steak and cheese,
Sure.
provolone, lettuce, mayo, banana peppers, and I think I got some sort of other sauce on it. I don't know.
Fair enough.
It's all good.
I still haven't actually tried Subway.
Don't.
I'm
You've
Sorry.
never tried Subway?
I haven't. There aren't very many in my area. Most of them are like 10 miles out. And then my partner.
I didn't know what kind of chips to get you.
Thanks.
Is
Fair.
that
My
like,
partner
do you like those?
yes, they're good.
Okay.
And then my
Sorry.
all good. There's a bunch out by my partner's house, and they refuse to let me go there when we're hanging out. And like, obviously, I'm gonna eat lunch with them when we're hanging out. So that's why I haven't had Subway yet. It's on the list of things to do.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19 years of living. You've never had Subway.
We have Jersey Mike's right down the road.
There
I'm
you
in
go.
New Jersey. That's why
Base.
they're all
Okay.
over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Jersey and Wawa
All right.
are like tiers better than Subway, in my opinion.
I've never had Wawa. I can't speak on that one. I do like Jersey Mike's.
It's
Um,
life changing. You need to try Wawa.
The only thing about Jersey Mike's is that it's kind of expensive though.
It is.
Yes,
Oh,
very.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I want like a big old freaking buffalo chicken sub,
Mhm.
which is objectively their best one, by the way.
Okay.
Like it's crazy.
And their prices just keep getting higher, like
they
every
just keep
6
going
months.
up.
It's like,
Yeah.
how much more are you going to charge me for this fucking sandwich? Like, I could go home and make it myself.
Exactly. They're just gonna
But
keep
will you?
going. They're gonna keep going. Will you? Yeah, exactly.
No.
That's the question.
Exactly.
I'll feed into their inflation bullshit. I don't care.
There you go.
They're gonna keep driving up the prices until we just won't pay for it anymore.
I might keep paying for it anyway because there's
Exactly.
just something
That's
about
true.
it. It's just better when they make it for me.
And that's why the prices keep going up.
There you go. There you go.
So for these last, no, go.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
We're gonna keep talking about this a little bit
Sure.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
because people of our generation want to say all about like, oh, like the minimum wage should be $15, and then we don't want to pay higher prices for Jersey Mike's sandwiches.
Jersey Mike's, God.
I will put my entire paycheck into a Jersey Mike sandwich, please and thank you. You can just sign your name on the back. It's fine. So for these last couple of questions, we're actually shift away from music. So if you could be one animal for the rest of your life, what animal would you be and why?
Cat, because I'd be cute and I get to do nothing but just lay around all day.
Fair
There
enough.
you go.
No responsibilities. Any animal, because no bills, nothing, but cats in particular.
I definitely agree about the no bills. I wish I didn't have to pay for bills and Jersey Mike's on top of that.
Yeah, you just get free Jersey Mike's as a cat, right?
Yo, for real, yeah. As soon as your owners bring home Jersey Mike's, just like jump for that shit. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Unconditional love and affection too. So
That's also a bonus. Yeah.
You could be a little dick and like they'll
yeah, for
they'll,
real.
All
they'll
cats
snuggle
are,
you right up.
yeah.
Yeah,
God, dude.
My cat's a little bitch sometimes, but we still love her.
exactly.
Exactly.
Look at that.
There you go. So, if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, which song would it be and why?
I think last time you asked something similar, and it might have just been like one album or like one artist, and now you've gone down to one
To
song.
one single song.
The questions get harder.
Oh
Mhm.
God. This is a very hard question.
It is.
This is okay. So this is the only one I can think of off the top of my head, just because it's long. It has a few different movements, and like it just like this isn't saying anything about like this is my favorite artist of all time ever. But "Welcome to the Black Parade" is like such a good song. It's long enough that it would keep me entertained the entire time. I'm thinking about this practically. If I had to listen to one song only,
Mhm.
Mhm.
that it'd be long enough to sustain me, and it's catchy. So
It's very catchy.
Yes.
Perfect.
So for this last question, boom, you're on a desert island. You can bring one person, one movie, and one album. Who and what are you bringing?
my partner's right here, so I'm gonna say my partner.
Okay.
All right.
What?
What?
I can't hear them, so you can answer honestly.
Oh, they said you're on a desert island. You can bring one person, one movie, and one record.
Okay, well, you could say anyone. I won't be offended.
Okay, then I'm gonna bring Sean. For
That's
one
fucked
reason
up.
and one reason only. One reason and one reason only. We can keep making records.
Okay,
and
you know
we
what?
can-
Fair
we
enough.
can- we can still make money on our deserted island.
Yeah.
But
There you
anyways, I say that like we're making money now.
Maybe the band will blow up when you go on a desert island.
Exactly.
Hold up. Yeah, that maybe we will. You're right.
Sorry.
It's okay. They're distracting me too much.
Sorry.
Let's see. What you said? One person,
One movie,
record,
one album.
one movie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really watch a whole lot of movies. It'd probably be one of the Star Wars movies, but I know if I don't say the one, it's going to get controversial. So
That's fair.
probably A New Hope. Like that's probably a good choice. Like
Mhm.
no one hates A New Hope. So
Mm-mm.
and then one record, Me Without You, Pale Horses.
Oh.
That is a great record. That's probably my favorite record ever. So
All right, good list.
rest in peace, Me Without You.
Oh.
Oh, man.
They are breaking up. They have like their last few shows this year.
Oh.
It's just taken them forever to break up because they were
Mhm.
breaking, like 2020 I think was supposed 2020 was supposed to be their last year as a band.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
and they're still playing their final shows. So
COVID, man.
yeah,
Kiss
for real.
tease, bro. Final tour.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Stream Stay For Your Own Sake by Never Any Ordinary. It's our brand new first album. And we're really proud of it. And also get the CD. No spoilers for what's inside, but
It's probably a disc.
It's actually completely fucking empty.
Oh shit!
Oh.
No,
Buy
but-
the disc separately for $9.99.
buy Stay For Your Own Sake and the disc DLC.
Perfect.
There you go.
What other things would I like to plug? Sean and I are also in another band called Infinite Freefall, where he plays guitar and I play bass, and we're coming out with a record later this year. I will probably be tweeting all about it when that shit comes out.
Perfect.
But it's a cool like electronic jazz band.
Okay.
So it's very, very different from what we're doing. One last thing. Yeah, I got nothing.
Fair enough.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right.
It's perfect.
Fuck it. Yeah, that's it.
Last thing. Fuck it.
Last thing. Fuck it.
All right. Oh well, thank you for now. That's been Sarah from Never Any Ordinary, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.